Today we have the pleasure of inviting one of our CIP graduates here in Toronto, Canada, Hiteshri Kiran. Hiteshri is from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, right? Yes, Hiteshri, thank you very much for joining our the talk, the CIP International Student Review. As you know, we don't really plan this. She just had some questions regarding her PR, and we thought, yeah, please. So Hiteshri,
Yes,
welcome to our live stream, Betty. So how are you doing?
I am really good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really, liking this opportunity to, just appreciate what I have achieved through CIP. So talking about my overall experience with CIP, it was really great. It started with just a forward message from a friend. Uh, he just, forwarded it as a reference. You can just go check. And I was very much skeptical to actually go and actually talk to someone because when in India, we don't really know whom to trust and whom not to trust. So this was turned out to be really trustworthy. My journey started with Ariba. Actually, she took all my documents and everything, and it was really very smooth for me. It went smooth. I got my admissions into York University. I had a few more options, but then I chose to go with York University. That was the best choice that I made. And
So how was the process with CIP? Like, we are a virtual platform, but you visited our Ahmedabad office, right? You talked to Adiba in her office.
I didn't got chance to visit the office. Actually, I reside in Mumbai, so I didn't got any
Oh,
chance to,
you were in Mumbai.
travel
Okay, so you
personally.
were in Mumbai. At that
Yeah,
time, we did not have a Mumbai. We did not have a Mumbai office. That is, I was
yeah,
wondering because I remember you're from Mumbai.
mm,
You used to talk to
yeah,
me in the
yeah,
Zoom meetings as well, right? Many
yeah. That's
times.
right.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we are a virtual platform and we are successful today because many
Mm-hmm.
students like Hitachri and you guys, you refer us. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah. So you are also a virtual applicant. You did not visit any of our
Yeah,
offices.
that's
So
true. Yeah,
we
yeah.
had another Hitachri as well from Gujarat. So how was your
Yeah.
experience with the process? Like, why did you trust CIP? Like,
So only
you.
after talking to Adiba, I joined one call and then I, had some queries before applying. And after clarifying, I guess at that time, Anil sir and you, like Gautham sir and Anil sir were there on the call, and then they were just discussing the overall process of how do we go virtually and how can you trust and how is it trustworthy to, for a student, like, just to take that first step, it is important. Once you take that first step, it just goes like really smooth and everything, falls in its place. So that was really great. I am glad that I took that opportunity to take a Zoom call and, talk my, doubt, like get my doubts cleared with you all on the call. And
Yes.
to be very frank,
Yeah, that's very
Adiba
important.
was also
That is the
always
reason.
there, like,
Very
yeah,
true. So we are for CIP students, this is a 24/7 platform. Even you come
yeah.
to Canada, we have the Zoom active from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. for our CIP students. And I'm an RCIC. You can always reach out without any consultation fees to support to get your queries for PR and any other issues you have. We are here to support you as well. So how was your visa process and your challenges when you first like a lot of people talk about the good things, but I want to prepare all the students with the challenges of studying abroad because there are so many the sub-agents in India. There are many of them have absolutely no idea what is. Some of them even don't talk even proper English, but they are in the business of education. They cannot even support the students. So very important to make a right decision. And we are here to support you guys, not just in India, but after your journey here in Canada as well. So we are, and we want to make sure that we educate the students. So how was your transition, right? You came here to Canada, and what were the challenges what you had to face initially?
So I would say this is not an easy walk. Like it just seems easy while looking at many influencers on Instagram, on YouTube. It just looks easy that it is doable. But when you have, like, you have to leave back your family, you are all alone in a new country. It is not really that easy. But having mentors like Nihil sir, Gautham sir, it becomes like quite easier. Nihil sir was also always there whenever I had any queries or anything. So, talking about challenges, working as a student, managing your working hours, all the assignments, and the time management mostly is really hard over here.
Time management.
You
How
have
about let's
to,
start with what was your first impression when you first landed? Right, this was the first time for many international students. This is the first time flying abroad,
yeah,
right, and first time to Canada. And so, what was your
um,
first impression when you landed? You came, did you
the
have
the
any
very
friends
first
helping you?
The very first moment I landed in Canada, the tears rolled down my eyes that there is no way back now. I have landed here, so I just have to, gather all the strength and just move on. Like this was the very, very first thing. And the next thing was like it was very cold. Actually, I landed in April. I came for a May intake, and I landed in April. It was still like cold in April in 2022, and then I was like, yeah, I have to keep going. I have to, charge up and then start my
You,
journey
yeah,
here.
very important, guys. You have, if you're planning to study abroad, you have to come here with a strong mindset. I was just talking to Suchi from my team yesterday, and it's not an easy journey. She's Gautam sir. I sometimes see students crying, sitting in the bus stop and crying. It's not an easy journey, guys, and
Yeah,
you
it's
should
tough.
only
It's
plan
really
this
tough.
journey if you have the willpower and you will also invest time and efforts to succeed here. So please make sure that you understand that's a very difficult journey. Did you have any friends to
I
support you with the history?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that. I was just gonna say that I will add to it that whenever you get chance to, attend any CIP party, whenever you are here, like it's not just for the enjoyment sake, but then when you go there, there are many people like you. You get to know more and more stories about how people came here and how they accomplished what they wanted to, so you'll know more people. So accordingly, when I went to a CIP party, when I joined some CIP groups for the intake which we were coming in, so WhatsApp chats actually, so it was like really easy to find the people who are, coming in the same intake, and then you can find them, you can reach out to them, you can, share your queries to one another, and then uh, look out for friends like that. So I have had like many friends who are from CIP. They are still in touch. We still meet sometimes, like for example, Rusha, Roshan, Disha. Sir might know Disha really well. Then
Yes.
a couple of more, like, so it was really great to have them and meet them
Your
through
friends in
this
the same
platform.
journey. True. So
Yeah.
we have when I first came to Canada, I came in also as an international student, and
Mm.
I came in with my wife. My daughter was 2 years. My son was 10 months. I had six suitcases and six bags, and absolutely nobody. I knew the
Yeah.
colleges because I used to work with some of the colleges, but I had absolutely nobody, and it was very difficult. So, what we did was we created one of the largest networks. We have a Facebook group, almost about 55,000 people. We have WhatsApp groups, almost about 50 WhatsApp groups, so many students to connect with. So please make sure, guys, that you join. And also for all our new students, on Thursday, 8 p.m. Indian time, we are doing a pre-departure orientation to help you with the transition. So all the new students, please join. And obviously, when you come, we will have a welcome party as well.
Mm.
So getting back, right, how was your experience? You were in York University, right? So how was your
Yeah.
experience with the university, and you studied advanced accounting? How was the
Yeah.
program? How was a few
The
words about your experience?
if we consider studies, like what kind of studies we had in India and the kind of study that we have over here, it's really different. You have to adapt to the pace. Like you have this huge textbooks that you have to complete in like within like 6 months, and three, four subjects going on together. So you just have to be, just focused, complete your assignments on time, focus on what like grasp a lot when you are in class. Attend class, that is more important. I had my classes in evening, so which was like quite convenient to do a part-time job and then you know attend the colleges. But then it is essential to attend the lectures so that you know what's happening and how you can go forward. You can plan your studies, plan your exams. uh, yeah, that is what I would say.
Guys, very important to do your assignments on time, because if you do your
Yeah.
class assignments, you get 50% of the marks. Without them, you will not pass your course. So please make sure that you don't miss any assignments. That's very critical, because if you fail, you will have to restart again, or you might have to do some courses. You will have to take an unscheduled break, and you will lose your eligibility for postgraduate work permit. So very important here. So how
Mm.
was your how did you manage your class and part-time job? How long did it take? I think many students ask, the first thing is, okay, part-time job, part-time job. I always say that
Yeah.
this is a long-term strategy. Guys, don't rush in. Take your time. Everybody will find. But how was your journey, Betty? Like, how long did it take
So
you to find?
for about 1 or 2 months, I didn't have job. I was actually rigorously looking for a job in the beginning. So I was just studying at that moment, and it is essential to have a clarity what kind of job you want and search wisely. Like just one resume is not gonna work everywhere. You have to keep editing your resumes depending upon what kind of job you're applying for part time. Like if it is a sales job, you have to I mean, this is nothing that somebody is going to tell you that keep editing your resumes, because that's not what we do. Like in India, because we do not apply for part time jobs. Like different kinds of part-time
Correct.
jobs. For in being in India, it was just like you have to study, complete a study, and then do your field job. That is the full-time job that you do. So you don't actually require different kinds of resumes. Different skills is not required in your resume. But here it is really essential, and you have to be mindful and then apply accordingly with the help of your resume. It is like blank skill that you
So
require in the beginning.
what was your first part-time job?
My first part-time job was in an AI company. It was an transcription job. So I used to,
That's interesting, right? That's a good job you had,
yeah,
an office-based
because
job.
I
That's
didn't
very
wanted to do anything related to food. I didn't wanted to get into food industry. That is what I had, thought, because I was going to cook my own meal at home. That is what I do until now, even today. So I didn't wanted to do more cooking or kitchen related jobs. So I didn't got into the food industry. That was the easiest thing to get. Like, you can get it really easily. But I didn't wanted to do that. So this is what I was searching for. And then luckily I got this job. It was a transcription job. You have to listen to an audio and then transcribe it. Just write it down. Or sometimes there were the sentences which were already typed and you just have to correct it. So that is what my job was. So I
that's
did that
interesting.
like for 20 hours, and they were really kind enough that during my reading breaks or sometime they used to give me more hours. So that's how
That
I
is good.
balanced my all the expenses and
That's
everything over
mhm,
there.
that's good. How was your experience studying in York University? We have hundreds of students in York. It's one of the top universities. So how was your experience with York?
York University is really huge. I didn't got enough time to, explore the whole campus. Uh, like that was it. And again, the university libraries, university uh, classes, and everything were really good. The professors were really, supportive. They knew what they are teaching. The best professor I would say was Supinder Badra, and yeah, it was overall great.
Yeah. So how many classes did you have weekly and how many hours?
We had four like classes, 4 days, Monday to Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
it was from around 6:45 to 9:45. Yeah,
So you
so
took
that
the
was
morning one, right?
evening,
Yeah, that's good. You had the
evenings,
rest of the
evenings.
day free for you, right? That's
Yeah,
good.
was the evening batch. I was in the evening
Oh,
batch.
it was
So
the
I used to
evening
do
batch.
a job in the evening and then go to the
That's
class.
nice. That's nice. Yeah, long
Yeah.
day, but still, I think you have your whole
Yeah,
day
I
free
know.
to do
Long day.
your work
That's
and
true.
assignments. That's good. So, your transition. When did you finish your studies in York?
It was in Jan 2023.
Jan 2023. So, how was your transition to a full-time job after Jan 2023?
Actually, we were lucky enough, our batch, that we got eligibility to work full time um, around September. So, like, the hours were increased, right? We were eligible to
Yes.
work 40 hours. So, I got a job into accounting quite around November, and that was kind of a full-time job for me. And then once I got my work permit, I changed my actual job, like from the previous job to the current one. Currently, I'm working with a Deliberate Food Bank. This food bank does a really great job. I am very much blessed to work with them. It is a
So, you're
non-profit
working in a bank
organization.
now.
Food bank. It is
Food
a food
bank.
bank. Yeah,
It's a food bank, yeah. Okay, there's a
yeah,
lot of talk about international students coming and taking in food bank food these days.
yeah.
Guys,
I
food banks are
know.
only for emergency. This is not a free stuff where everybody every day can
Yeah.
come and pick up. It's a different perspective here. Somebody posted about this last week.
But for
There's a lot.
students, I would say many colleges give like provide their own food bank. Like York University
Yes.
has its own food bank for students.
Yeah, you can go to the
So
local food banks, but not to, but again, that's for emergency, guys. Though it's
mhm,
not a free grocery service for daily.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
how was your like you got a part-time job and then how did you like how long did it take you to find your full-time job in accounting, what you're doing now?
While I was on my part-time job, I was applying for accounting jobs. And once I got a job, like it was around 1.5 month that I took to, interview at places and then get selected and everything. It took 1.5 month. But even during that time, I was working with the previous AI company, and then once I got through the interview and everything, and then I left that job and then started this one, and yeah, that's how it went. It
Sure,
was not
that's
smooth,
very
of
good.
course. Again,
Yeah.
we have to work on our resume here, so that is what
Well, I hope
we
if
have
you have any, if your previous employer, the AI company, has any requirement, do let us know so that we can refer our students
Yeah,
there.
for
It's very
sure.
good. So, there's a lot of students who complain that there are no jobs in Canada, right? You just got your job a couple of months ago, right? Early,
Yeah.
this is end of November. So, when did you start working? Last
Currently, I'm
November, right?
working, yeah, last November, and then I switched in January as soon as
In
I got
January.
my work permit.
Exactly. There are so many students who are complaining there are no jobs in Canada. But to be honest, I'm proud to have good caliber students. And fortunately, I can always say, putting my hand on my heart, we've had so many CIP students successful in getting full-time jobs, professional jobs. I would probably say about 70 to 80% have been able to find job immediately after graduation. It takes time for the rest of the people, especially if you do not have the work experience, right? So that's very good. So so how is your job culture? Like you're working now, how do you see you had some work experience back home, right, History?
Yeah. I have about 6 years of work experience in India, into core accounting. Currently, I am working as general accountant. The work culture here is really great. People do value what you are doing, and people do value time. You have like if it is hours constraint, it is like 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Yeah, like not like India that you have to work more hours and put in more efforts, etc., but you won't be paid. It's not like that over here. So anybody from India who is listening to this, just that is one thing. And they are really accurate. You have to, whatever tasks are assigned to you, you are like, you get that sense of responsibility to get the task done within the time and report whatever you are reporting. So
Yeah. Well, one last question.
Yeah.
Was your journey to Canada, was it a good decision? Are you happy with your decision? Was it worth coming here?
Uh, I don't know. It was happy. Like, I'm happy being here. I don't know what next steps are for me. I am kind of in a, cloud right now. But I would not regret this decision. It is worth it. You can take this experience, but then this experience is going to cost you definitely. If you are willing to, stick to your aim, dreams, it is really a good decision to make. If you think that you cannot, be without your family, be far, like far from them, because going back home is really expensive. You cannot do that just like that. The decision is really not easy. So, considering all the aspects, for me, it worked out well so far. Let's see what happens next.
Yes. Okay. So what would be your advice to all the prospective international students who are planning to come and study here in Canada or any other country? What would you advise them, given that you've already been through this path?
Actually, you are the perfect person to advise people like me and other students as well. But actually, by my experience, it is really like, just focus on what you are here to do rather than doing anything else. Like anything else could be anything. Just study, focus, and if you are here for work, you know, achieve your targets, and then you are, just happy to grow. Like once you grow in your thing in your life, it is gonna be really helpful.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Hitachri, for joining us at such a
Thank you
short
for having
notice,
me.
and happy